My friend, Candace Owens is not just dominating the internet. She is the internet. She's the gravitational force that every influencer, every political commentator, every wannabe culture warrior is secretly orbiting, whether they admit it or not. You can't open a screen without seeing her name. You can't scroll a feed without watching someone chase her spotlight. She is the spark that ignites the daily firestorm and the engine driving the entire online conversation. The rage, the praise, the encomia, the excoriation, the jealousy, the obsession, name it. She created a digital economy built on reacting to her. Whether you agree with her or not is irrelevant. The truth is simple. Candace Owens owns this medium. Nobody else. And it's driving these people nuts. The only people denying it are the ones who wish they were she. Candace Owens did not stumble into the center of the digital universe. Oh, no. She marched into it with the confidence of someone who saw the landscape, knew what was happening, and knew what it was for truly what it was. A crowded battlefield where influence is measured not by polite applause, but by raw, brutal metrics that cannot lie. Views, subs, retention, sponsors, engagement, all of that. These are the hard numbers that rule the modern kingdom, this kingdom. In that kingdom, Candace is not a visitor. She's the reigning queen. You think I'm exaggerating? Oh, people can mock her all you want. They can insult her. They can try to bury her in criticism. Good luck. Yet every attack becomes more fuel for her ascent. The numbers tell the story. She owns the environment with an ease and a confidence that has shocked everyone who underestimated her, which is nearly everyone. Her rise is, well, beyond meteoric. It's not an accident or a lucky break. It's the result of an instinct for media combat that few possess. Do not disregard what I just said. The hook here is simple. She's number one because people can't stop talking about her. Even the ones who claim to despise her, to loathe her, to abhor her, they can't help themselves. They need her. They need her to generate content. They need her to surf her wave, her new wave. They need her to piggyback on her spotlight because they know the truth. I mean, it's obvious. She drives the traffic. She drives the comments. She drives the conversation. She is the absolute source of the oxygen in the online political sphere and the ecosystem. And whether anyone agrees with her or not is irrelevant, I say again. Agreement is not the currency of influence. Oh, no. It's attention. Attention is the currency. Candace has more of it than anyone in her lane, and the hunger to attack her is nothing more than jealousy. Jealousy dressed up as some kind of moral outrage. You know, we've reached the point where she's not simply a commentator. I mean, that wouldn't even come close to what she is. She's a platform in her own right. She is the storyline. She's the algorithm. You scroll through the internet, and there she is, again and again and again. And clips and stitches and reactions and takedowns and defenses and hot takes and counter hot takes and shorts and longs. Oh, my God. She's become a digital Rorschach test that reveals more about the person reacting than about her. If you want relevance, you tag her. If you want to boost, you mention her. If you want to make your own name, you pretend you're bravely challenging her, when the truth is you're begging her spotlight to spill over onto you, or maybe she'll mention you. It's professional wrestling with microphones and camera phones. The baby face and the heel merged into one. A work, a shoot. She is the work and the shoot simultaneously. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful piece of media craftsmanship because, and this is critical, she knows exactly what she's doing. 100%. I mean, she's got this pegged. And people pretend they disagree with her. Some do, but most are performing disagreement, feigning disagreement. It's performative because the performance pays. Look, it gets subscribers, it gets likes, it gets sponsors, it gets clicks. See? The outrage machine is not philosophical. It's financial. Her critics are not warriors for truth. Stop it. Don't even say that. They're entrepreneurs who figured out that the quickest way to reach a new audience, the quickest way to open up a new horizon is to swing at Candace Owens. Hope she takes a shot. They don't care if she's right or wrong. Again, it doesn't matter. They don't care if they're right or wrong. Right or wrong has nothing to do with it. What they care about, the only thing they care about is the heat she generates. They want that heat to warm and to inspire and brighten their own careers. You know this. It's axiomatic, but it doesn't mean it's not true. You see it across the spectrum. Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, half the political internet. I'm not even sure who's on board and who's not. Who knows? But everybody's glomming on. Everyone wants a piece of her because the numbers spike whenever her name enters the thumbnail. You know, there was a time when the conservative world was dominated by gatekeepers who decided which voices would rise and which would vanish and which were relevant and which weren't. And those days are over. Candace shattered that model. She built her own empire by truly understanding that controversy is not poison. It is rocket fuel. She understands the attention economy better than any of her rivals. She doesn't shy away from conflict. Oh, no. She understands the rhythm of viral media, the importance, the necessity, the criticality. She knows that silence kills momentum. She never goes silent, never goes bland, never goes anodyne, never saccharine, always hard-hitting. And what drives her rivals crazy, and admittedly it's not a very long ride, is the sense that she emerged from nowhere and outran them all. They spend years building institutions and networks. She built an audience. She invested in herself, in the product, not in bureaucracies. She obviously trusted her own instincts, while other people clung to the safe script, the safe narrative. Now she stands on top of a media landscape that bends toward her presence, whether her detractors like it or not. Again, they're irrelevant. In a world where influence is measured in real time, her dominance is undeniable. Look, people can argue all day about her ideas. I don't care. They can't argue about her reach. That's what I'm talking about. The medium of Candace. See, this is what feeds the controversy. See, they want to plant her. They want to trap her. They want to diminish her. They want to brand her as too loud or too bold or too nuts or too anything, independent, too unpredictable. But what they fail to understand repeatedly and without fail is that every attempt to tame her only adds to her legend. Her enemies produce the myth that they fear. They inflate her power every time they criticize her. It's incredible. It's a phenomenon we have seen before. Trump understood it. The more they attacked him, the stronger he became. Candace has tapped into that same energy. Absolutely. What does not destroy me makes me stronger. Yeah. And the system tries now to shame her. And she uses that same shame as spotlight. Whatever you give her, she uses it back. There's a reason people are whispering about her being second only to Joe Rogan in terms of raw gravitational pull. You know, that is not in any way an exaggeration. And it's not flattery. It's not an encomium. It's not some kind of a lame plaudit. It's an observation based on traffic. Rogan is the biggest audio force on the planet. Candace is rapidly becoming the biggest video force on the internet. She is omnipresent. She's ubiquitous. You see her on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and X and podcasts and streams and even reaction channels run by kids who, in all honesty, really don't know what political ideology even means. They just know that Candace brings views. And once you reach that level, you transcend opinion. CB, you become part of the digital weather, so to speak. You're the atmosphere. You're it. Now, Candace's critics are infuriated, as you can imagine, because she's accomplished something they can't. And that usually inspires a lot of anger. She's broken free from the narrow little boundaries that separate political tribes. She reaches everyone because, and this is critical, because everyone wants to react to her. She speaks with a clarity and a conviction which, in many respects, it terrifies people. It terrifies people who rely on scripted talking points. She's not afraid to provoke thought in any way. She's not afraid to upset people. She's not in any way intimidated or afraid or reluctant to challenge the consensus everyone else treats as sacred. She speaks plainly, clearly, lucidly, pellucidly, which has become a revolutionary act in an era of corporate speech and a coordinated performative incoherence. And Candace Owens understands something very simple, that the modern audience does not want saints. The audience wants authenticity. Right or wrong, give me the truth. They want somebody who says what others are afraid to say. They want someone who can look you in the eye, who tells you the truth, even when it stings, even when it's dangerous, especially when it's dangerous. They want someone who questions sacred narratives. She does that every single time. And she pays the price and benefits from the backlash at the same time. Simultaneous. Yin and yang, baby. Every insult becomes a badge of honor. Every failed attempt to cancel her becomes evidence of her strength. Another chevron, another scar, another notch on her belt. Every feud lifts her to a new level. Even those who oppose her elevate her inadvertently and oddly. Look at the reaction industry built around her. Channels that never had 1,000 views suddenly explode when they comment on her. Influencers who never crack the algorithm suddenly, all of a sudden, surge when they turn her into content. Entire careers are blooming because she exists. She's an industry in her own right. That's star power. That is gravitational pull. That is digital dominance. She is the sun. I know this sounds corny, but she is the sun at the center of the online solar system. And everyone else spins around her and rotates around her, whether they admit it or not. Even established groups like Turning Point, TPUSA, or personalities like Erica Kirk are struggling to respond. They don't know what to do with her. They can't control her. They can't manage her. Try as they may. They can't predict her. She's that rare talent, that rara avis, that rare bird who doesn't need an institution to validate her. She brings more attention to them than they can bring to her. That's a fact. And that reversal of traditional power, that reversal is it's unsettling. It's problematic for organizations built on hierarchy. They're frankly not used to a world where one individual creator holds more power than the institution that holds them. They don't know what to do. If you can't beat them, join them, so to speak. And Candace is laughing all the way to the bank because she cracked the code of modern media. She understands the psychology behind online conflict. She understands intuitively the hunger for authenticity, for truth, for danger. She understands the boredom with recycled talking points. She understands in essence, the dissatisfaction that people feel with scripted and predictive, influencers who treat their audiences like children. She speaks to adults. She speaks with conviction, with a verve, with a temerity, with an intrepidity, with an anger, but a focused anger. She speaks with humor. She speaks with a clarity that cuts through the static. And she's only starting. She's not trying to please everyone. That's obvious. She's trying to be honest. That's what audiences crave. I can't say it enough. Honest, real, be real. Her influence is not temporary. It's not accidental. It's historic. She is defining this era of political media. And if you think about it, she's shaping the way that young creators approach their craft. This is trailblazing. She has built a blueprint that others are desperate to copy. And she's proven that independence beats institutional loyalty every time. She's proven that courage always beats caution. No hits, no runs, no errors. She's proven that authenticity beats safe play is safe consensus. And Candace Owens is proving these facts every single day as more people watch her and praise her and criticize her and love her and hate her and rely on her and chase her spotlight, you name it. This is so obvious. Candace Owens is the #1 personality on the internet because she earned that position by mastering a medium most people barely understand. She is the biggest story online. She is the biggest story in online commentary and the biggest lightning rod in digital politics. She is the force everyone wants to harness and the force everyone fears simultaneously. She's unstoppable. Unstoppable because she thrives on resistance. She turns criticism into capital. She turns controversy into currency. And she turns and recycles chaos into clarity. Look, she is not just part of the conversation. She is the reason the conversation exists. And the world cannot look away. That's the absolute truth. Now listen to me. If you're tired of the scripted studio puppets and the sock puppets and the usuals, and the safe corporate clones who treat their audience like children, then plant your flag now. Support the creator who is shaking the entire structure. Share her content. Boost her voice. Make her more powerful. Step behind the only figure who's brave enough to challenge both the establishment and its imitators. Stand with the woman who refuses to bow, refuses to apologize, and refuses to play by the rules written to silence her. And if you believe in independent thought, if you truly believe in independent belief, then act like it. Join the movement. Join the movement that she is building before the rest of the internet pretends they always understood her. Candace Owens is not slowing down. Do not wait until the world catches up. It's that simple, my friends. Now, what you can do, dear patriot, is to like this video, subscribe, and comment. I've got a series of questions for you. Comment as you see fit. Comment as to this phenomenon. What do you think? What am I missing? Is this overreaction, underreaction? Tell me. Either way, I beg, and I've got some questions in the comment section afterwards, so please. But in addition, before I stop, let me remind you, as I always tell people, to comment as you see fit.